Five.
10, 9,
Hello,
8.
hello, everyone. Welcome. This is Latanya Michelle, and welcome to the Wealthy Woman's Network Get Certified webinar. I am so excited about today's webinar because we have taken some time to give you specific information on how you can accelerate the growth of your business through certification. I have with me today my partner, Tawana Hayward Bay, and Tawana and I are excited about sharing this information because we have seen the certification process benefit so many people, and we want to be sure that you understand the benefits of certification, the basic components of it, and how you can begin the process. Hello, hello, Tawana. How are you? Are you there?
Yes, ma'am. I am here. Hello. Good morning. Good afternoon. Depending
Wherever
on
you
where
are in the
we
world.
are in
Hello.
the country. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's great to be with you again. So excited to be able to share and be able to educate the men and women, particularly. I believe we're going to be talking quite a bit about women business enterprises today. So I'm real excited about being with you.
Before we begin, I would like to give our group a bit of information about Tawana, who is our certification expert. Tawana Haber Bay is a business consultant and a human resource consultant. She has, in her company, served such notable organizations as the DFW Airport, the Dallas School Board School District, Bombardier Transportation, which happens to be the largest transportation company in the world, and the North Texas Housing Authority, along with many others. Because of certification, Tawana was able to grow her business from less than $100,000 to over $500,000 in a year and more. Tawana held a monthly payroll of over $500,000 during her season with her company, and also Tawana has managed to maintain over 1,000 employees. During her career, Tawana has been able not just to use certification to quickly and effectively grow her business, but also to get other companies certified and show them the way to growth, development, and business building through certification. So everyone join me in welcoming our certification expert, Tawana Hayward Bay. Hello, hello, Tawana.
Hello, hello. Thank you for that introduction and sharing a little bit about me.
So that's a little bit of the what I want to say, the specifics on you and your company. I'd like for you to begin today just telling our listeners about your personal story. What got you interested in certification, and how did you know that certification was the road you wanted to take as a new business owner, and then exactly what did it do for you and your business?
Sure, I'll be more than excited and glad to be able to share this with you and our listeners. First, I just want to say that this is a pet peeve of mine, certification for minority business owners, especially women in particular, because when you are embarking on certification, beginning a new business venture, it can be a little challenging. And I'm excited that you and we share the same passion to
Right.
be able to give back, to be able to educate. Knowledge is power. It is power. It is an avenue to freedom and success. My journey began, I worked in corporate America, nonprofit organization for, oh gosh, I'm about to tell my age here a little bit.
Girl,
30,
that's all right.
30, is
Don't tell the age.
that
It's okay.
okay?
Your secret is safe
about,
with me.
yes, yeah. About 30 years, nearly 30 years. I
Right.
have three sons, and I never thought that I would be an entrepreneur, even though I come from a family. My dad was an entrepreneur, but I was working in the IT industry And I'm a baby boomer. So anyone who's out there who's a baby boomer know we stick with the same job until it's like to death do you part. You don't leave it. And I had just gotten my 5-year clock and plaque. I was so excited. And next thing I knew, I got the phone call, the pink slip, layoff. And that was shocking for me because I had never been laid off in my career, in my life. And it was a little scary and a little nerve-wracking. And I really had to ponder over what am I going to do with myself.
Right.
I have a degree and I have talents and things that I enjoy. I love human resources, love education. I've been a trainer for decades. What am I going to do? And after talking with friends and family, I was encouraged, you should start your own business. This is a great time, even though the economy is a little rocky, but this is a good time to start a business. And that's what I did. I decided to start a human resources and staffing company where not only would I be providing jobs, giving jobs to the community, getting jobs for the community, but I will also be able to do something that I love, and that is training. That is giving information, preparing people, helping people so that they can build, whether they're going to be in a new career or whether they're going to start their own business. That was something that I thought I would be able to do with my staffing firm as well. So I thought it's a good idea to, I call it the 3C's. Do your research. 3C's. So what I did, I worked from home. I did a lot of research on what my customer base and my client base would be. And then I also did a lot of research on the market space of my competitors. Who would my peers be in this business? And these are things I think are very important when you're starting your business. And even as you're in business, you want to always continue to navigate and be looking at these. But then also, I had to evaluate and look at, okay, my own capabilities. What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? What do I want to do as I am building? Because I believe in building. As we start, we want to keep growing and building on what we're doing. And so those were the things that I began to do. And it took off from there. It took off from there because during that research time, I realized there's minority certification out here. I'm a woman. I'm a black woman. Um, what is this certification about? And so I began to do a lot of homework and research. And I learned quickly, not only is this something that's important that I need to do to grow my business, to expand, but I think I'd like to be an advocate of this as well. I want to be able to educate and give back and teach other business owners as well how to be successful with it. So that began my journey.
So, Tawana, this is really important. I want to make sure that individuals are in the right place before we move on with the training. So, this workshop is for you. This training, this webinar is for you if you are a woman and are a minority business owner. That means that you own 51% of your company.
Yes.
And as a minority, I believe that the minority criteria is simply 25% of any minority, which can be proved with a birth certificate, qualifies you as a minority business owner. Is that correct, Tawana?
That's pretty much correct. The MBE or Minority Business Enterprise and even a Woman Business Enterprise, that certification basically means that you claim to be, like you're saying, a minority-owned business. And they're going to, the certification agencies, they will put you through a process to verify that you are 51% owned, that you 51% own that company as a minority owner, individual, or group of minorities, that you are a U.S. citizen, that you can prove that you are. Some of the certification agencies, they look for birth certificate or passport or driver's license, something that proves your ethnicity as well as where you're from. And so, yes, that's very, very true.
And one of the other things that's really important if you're thinking about becoming a certified business owner is not only do you qualify as a owner, but you must also qualify as a manager, an operating manager, meaning that you are the individual that does the daily management of the company, along with prepares the plans and the projected growth of the company. So what the certification agency is basically looking for a woman or a minority, a veteran, a disadvantaged individual, a disabled individual, a gay, lesbian, transgender individual that
That
owns 51% of the company and manages the company on the day-to-day basis. So if you qualify in any of those areas, this workshop is for you. It's important that you understand that criteria because several people will disqualify themselves. One, because they haven't been in business very long. Two, because they don't feel as if their business is big enough to be certified. Three, because they're just not quite sure if they have the capacity to provide the services. So before you disqualify yourself on any of those things, on income, on length of time of business, or anything else, before you disqualify yourself, I want you to qualify yourself. Are you
yes,
a woman? Are you a minority? Are you a veteran? Are you a disadvantaged individual, a disabled individual, or a gay, lesbian, transgender individual? If you are, and you own a company, meaning that you're 51% owner of the company, and you manage the day-to-day business of the company, and you plan and project the upcoming events of the company, then you are qualified to consider certification. So before we go further, I want you to sit in that space. Don't disqualify yourself or anything else. Just sit right there. And now let's talk about some of the benefits of becoming certified. Tawana is again, an expert on the certification process. But what I love about her perspective on certification, which I haven't gotten anywhere else, is that she has been able to maximize the benefits of becoming certified, and she's been able to really leverage all of the different parts of her business into either partnerships as a prime or partnership as a subcontractor. And Tawana, can you talk to us a little bit about the benefits of certification as a woman-owned or minority business?
yes, ma'am, I certainly can. Latanya, you are bringing up some very excellent points about the certification process. And I want to also add to what you just were sharing is that no matter where you are in the country, you can participate in a certification process. So if you are on this call and you're listening and you say, well, I'm in New Jersey, is there a certification process that I can go through here? Yes. No matter where you are, you can participate as a minority business enterprise or woman business enterprise through those certification agencies. And so I want to definitely make sure that our listeners understand that. But there are many benefits to being a certified business owner. I know as I was beginning my business and putting my business together, I quickly learned that once I went through the certification process, and I will say that the certification process is a lengthy one, but there are many rewards once you complete that process and you are awarded your certification as either an MBE or WBE. One of those first rewards I will always say is the access that you now have. There's access that you have because the certification agency that you are part of, you immediately become a member and you are in their supplier database. That is a benefit because the certification agency, they have membership or relationships with the public, private sector, and the government. And
Exactly.
so their database is working with those databases, and you're able to see the different bids and solicitations and all of the opportunities that are coming up and coming out within your state, and even if you're looking to do business outside of your state. And so that's a very huge benefit. Another benefit is the national event that you will be able to participate in. There are always events that the certification agencies, the women and the national supplier diversity, there are events that they always put on. There's advocacy groups that you will become familiar with. There's lots of training. These agencies allow you to be able to have access to the RFP, that's request for proposal, databases. They allow you to be able to use that, share that. When bids come out, they send you that information, those alerts, the procurement opportunities, the supplier diversity programs with different corporations. There are many, many benefits. And I know as a business owner, those were invaluable to me. Invaluable. Because I was able to network. I was able to build relationships, not just with peers, but with corporations, with public entities. I was also able to meet prime contractors. You say, oh, well, Tawana, what is a prime contractor? If you've never heard that term. But a prime contractor is a chief contractor who will have the contract with the owner of a particular project. And that's a great thing because these prime contractors, they are typically looking to sub-partner with a minority-owned business. And so they're looking for you as much as you're looking for them. But your certification allows you the benefit of meeting these prime contractors or general contractors, or what we call GCs and PCs. So there are lots of benefits, training webinars, e-newsletters, opportunities from the corporate members who participate in these with these agencies. It's endless, it's rewarding, and it will expand and grow your business. Marketing, that's another benefit with your certification. It's a great marketing tool for you. As I was building my business between social media, Facebook and Twitter, that was one thing, but being able to utilize my certification was even bigger because now I'm able to meet companies that know about me because they see me. They see my what we call NAT codes or corporation codes that identify the type of business that I'm running. So many benefits, very exciting things, move quickly once you're in those databases. And so I can't say enough. Get started, get started, get started if you're looking to grow and expand your business.
So, Tawana, I want to make something very clear for our group before we move on. First of all, Tawana said that no matter where you are in the country, certification can help benefit your business.
Yes,
Certification can help benefit your business no matter where you are in the country because each of the major certifying bodies, first of all, the Women's Business Enterprise Council is a national women's certification council.
that's correct.
It is at www.wbenc.org. That is the Women's Business Enterprise National Council. They are the national certifying body for women-owned businesses. They operate with 14 regional partners, meaning that they have 14 regional councils within the United States. So no matter where you are in the country, one of the regional certifying bodies will certify you,
That's right.
will make you a part of their regional database as well as the national database.
Great
And
point.
then the minority business owners, they have the National Minority Supplier Diversity Council, which is nmsbc.org. That is the National Minority Supplier Diversity Council. Now, they work with 36 regional offices. And the exciting thing about the national and the regional offices, that each of them have a number of corporate clients or corporate members that they seek to work with and for. So when you are aligning yourselves with the Women's Council or the Supplier Diversity Council, that means that you are aligning yourself with thousands of their corporate members.
That's
You
right.
are aligning yourself both nationally, regionally, and locally with many of the government entities that are looking and have set aside dollars to work with women and to work with minorities. You are aligning yourself with the Department of Transportation and making them aware of your products and services. You're aligning yourself with the major contractors in the area as a prime or as a subprime partner, which can
That's right.
assist you in growing your business, not just locally, not just regionally, but nationally. So I want you to understand that each of the councils come with corporate partners that are looking for businesses just like yours. Before we move on, I want to address one of the questions we had is, can my business, I am a videographer, I do video, is my video business, my production company, is that eligible for certification, and what would that look like? Well, as Tawana mentioned, and I'm going to allow her to talk more about the NAT codes, I was researching the NAT code list, looking to see what were some of the codes and some of the services that the codes pertain. Man, not only are you eligible as a videographer in a production company, if you do social media marketing, if you have a company that creates commercials, if you have a company that does public relations, training, if you have a company that does leadership and personal development training, if you have a company where you simply go out and do competitive analysis for other companies, there is a NAC code for you. So please don't disqualify yourself again based on something that you're not sure if your company qualifies. One, Tawana is an expert in helping you maximize the benefit of identifying and being listed with specific NAT codes. But secondly, there are companies, there are corporations, many of the Fortune 500, 100 companies are companies that are listed in the national database as members, and they are looking for you. But you must be certified
Certified.
as
Yes.
a woman, as a minority, as a veteran, disadvantaged individual, or gay, transgender individual. You must be certified to take advantage of the dollars and the business that they're searching to fill.
Yes.
Tawana, can you talk to us a little bit more about the type of businesses that can benefit from certification, as well as the NAT codes and how you strategically use the power of the NAT code, I like to say, to help
Yes.
companies grow and expand their businesses?
Oh, yes, yes. I love this part. I love this part.
I know you do.
I love this part. I have a friend who was a senior buyer for the city out here in Texas, and she used to always say, and it was always so funny to hear her say this, but she would always say, the city of Dallas procures everything from paper clips to small mice that are fed to the animals at the zoo.
Right.
Now, you think about that. From paper clips to animals that are fed at the zoo. Now, I'm not in the zoo business, And I was surprised to hear, oh, I always wonder who fed the animals at the zoo. I guess that's the city plays a part in that. Whether you're in janitorial services, equipment, uniforms, even barbers, I was surprised and shocked to hear that if you can do hair, if you can cut hair, guess who gets the contract for the prison? It is individuals who are certified. That was astonishing to me. I always say, don't disqualify yourself, because you've got the private sector, you've got corporations, and you have no idea what they procure unless you have time to Google the hundreds of companies. You know, think about it. You have Sam's Club, Walmart, Kroger, AT&T, Apple, Nordstrom. You have all these different companies who have supply diversity programs. They have needs for our services as minority women businesses. So never think that there isn't a place for you. But what you have to know, and this is where we come in, what you have to know how to do is how to maximize, how to leverage your certification, how to advertise and market yourself. There are NAICS codes, and some of you might be thinking, well, what the devil is that? Because I used to say, what is a NAICS code? A NAICS code, NAICS, is a North American Industry Classification System code. Okay? There are hundreds of them. As I begin to learn and understand how to maximize my business from recruitment, from HR to, consulting, training, payroll services, insurance. I'm not an insurance agent and I'm not an insurance broker, but I work with insurance agents and insurance brokers. And so I can outsource service to them. Oh, I can offer that service and get paid for it. That's a good thing. And so I went from one or two identifications to many others. Video, you think about taking pictures, video, those type of things, my goodness, the city, that's publicity, that's news, that's communication. There are NAICS codes for that. And there are companies that would want those type of services. I had a contract with Dallas Housing Authority. That's a government contract. I was amazed at the different areas that they procure and that they needed services outside of human resources, like insurance, like the law even. If you're a legal assistant, I mean, there are so many areas that procurement services are needed and required. So I think this is very exciting. It doesn't matter what kind of business. If you are a teacher, if you sew, even if you sew, you do hair, there's a place for you in the market space. But again, going back to those 3 C's that I talked about earlier, it's researching your potential customer and client base. Who needs my services? Who will want to buy my goods and services? And that's where we come in, because there are ways to find out. There's ways to get that information and maximize that information so that you can utilize your certification to the fullest.
Tawana, when we talk about utilizing the certification to the fullest, one of the things that I'd like for you to discuss with our group is is the opportunity that comes with certification, with going through the certification process. Because maybe our listener isn't quite ready to submit their certification application today. Can you
Mhm.
talk to us a little bit about preparing for certification and how a company can go about building their business through partnership as they prepare for certification? Can you talk to us a little bit about that? Because I understand that not only is the process on the outside a little intimidating, but one of the things that we want to make sure that you do as we are working with our clients through the certification process is to make sure that you have the capacity to really bring your A game to your client, to the
Yeah.
corporation that you're looking to work with, to the federal, the state, the local government. Our goal is not just to get you certified and throw you out there and say, have at it. Our goal really is to make sure that you have the capacity to
Yeah.
provide the service that they're looking for with excellence, and sometimes there's a path to that. So, Tawana, can you talk to us a little bit about how one can prepare to begin to not just receive their certification, but to maximize it and what that process can look like?
Yes, yes, I certainly can. You know, one of the ways is definitely through your networking, through networking. As you begin to go through the certification process, what's really awesome about the Minority Supplier Development Council, the certification agencies, they want to help put you in front of prime contractors, general contractors. They want you to be aware of the pre-bid.
Right.
There are always pre-bid meetings. There are meetings and there are places that you can go that will give you information on what's going on. When you are attending these type of events and meetings, it's a great time to not just exchange cards. I believe we got to go a little bit further than that. But it's a great time to ask questions, to let some of these prime contractors know what your goods and services are, that you are you're a new business, your boutique size, and you're ready to get started and you would love the opportunity to work with them. What are some of the things that they're looking for? The knowledge is power. The more information you have, to know within your industry space, because every business is different. And so these larger companies are looking for different things. It's very important you got to get out there. You have to be out there and you have to be asking those questions and keeping a list of what they said so that you can go back to your home base, to your office, and you can start building on that. I know as I was building my company and I was building relationships, one of my first contracts, big contracts, I was a sub partner to a larger staffing company. And
Exactly. I want you to talk about the details of that because that is part of the process that
yes,
can really benefit a company. Sometimes we don't know what it looks like on the inside of the contract, on the inside of a company that's doing big business. Can you talk to us about how that opportunity truly benefited you?
it opened the door for me becoming the prime the next
Exactly.
time around.
Right.
I was able to build a great relationship after meeting and talking with the prime at a function, kind of like what I was just talking about. But I was able to really sit with him and learn from him how he would lead me as a sub partner, how he would work with me and set me up and help me have the capacity for payroll, because there are things that you have to have in place, because I was now going from 30, 40 people on my payroll to over 100, 200 people on my payroll. That means, oh my goodness, maybe I need more staff. Maybe I need a bigger payroll company, which I did. It turned out the payroll company that I had couldn't handle the capacity. Cutting the checks, processing my 940s and 941s, making sure that I don't experience fraud with the checks for those people who didn't have direct deposit. There were many things that I learned and that I went through. Factoring. We'll talk more about that as we are coaching and training those who are looking to work with us. But they are factoring to help. Many banks aren't giving out loans to small business owners. How do you meet a payroll of $50,000 a week? There are ways to meet those kind of payrolls. And that's a capacity issue. Insurance, liability, errors and omission, auto, commercial. There are different types of insurance. All of these things I was able to learn at a larger scale and a larger level, working with a prime contract, a bigger contract. There are certain types of insurances you have to have when you have bigger projects and more people. Workers' compensation. That's a big one because that's a requirement in the state. And making sure that people are protected. Safety training. And so as I was starting, all those things were not a factor. But as I began to work with a prime contractor, they became a factor. And they were able to help me, educate me, give me resources that I not only researched, but that I was able to determine if that's a good fit for me. And we worked together as a team, but it taught me quickly what I would need to be, who I need to be if I'm going to go after those type of contracts. I mean, now it's a reference. It's on my business resume, if you will. And so it was a great experience. I will also say this. It can be an experience that teaches you what type of business not to go after or what type of business not to accept next time around. Because all business is not good business. All dollars don't make sense.
All dollars does not make sense. And I want to talk about that for a second because we're talking about big business. Yes. We're talking about big contracts. We're talking about one of your contracts had over 2,000 employees. Now, what I would like to talk to for a minute is how our coaching programs assist our clients in making sense of the business. Because maybe you are a small boutique shop and it's you providing a service, or you and a partner, or you and someone else providing a service. Again, I don't want you to disqualify yourself. I want to give you an example of how this could possibly work for you as an individual business owner or a small business owner with maybe one or two staff or subcontractors, because there's opportunity there for you as well. Yes. Maybe you are a nutritionalist. Let's say that. Maybe you're a nutrition coach, and you're saying, what can certification do for me, and who needs my service, and how would I provide my service, because it's just myself and maybe one other on my team. What can I do? So imagine as this nutritionist begins to just step out and take a leap of faith and move forward towards certification. In the process, she meets an executive coach, an executive teacher, or a leadership trainer, an executive coach, and or a team building coach. Mm-hmm. She talks to this team building coach to find out the services and the type of contracts they are currently providing through their women-owned business certification or their minority supplier certification. She then thinks, well, what if I partnered with this executive coach, this leadership trainer, this team building coach that's already working and outreaching to several corporations to provide a nutrition and or a health component to the training that they're offering. What does that do? That allows you to be a subcontractor
Yes.
to a potential prime, you did not have to hire an additional 10 individuals. You
Right.
did not have to get a big staff, increase your insurance per se today, but you were able to partner with a company that can allow you to work with them to provide your complimentary service to what they're already doing. And at that point, you can assist them in looking for additional companies and corporations that their certification can open the door for both of you. And it's really important that you take this ride with us. Tawana and myself, we are experts in helping you not just identify the certification that's right for you, but maximizing it. And it doesn't look, it's not one big picture. It looks a lot of different ways. And what
It
we
does.
want you to do is to get comfortable with doing bigger business because it's there for you and it's there for you through certification. Tawana, do you have anything to add to that?
Yes, I would also say too, Latanya, not just get comfortable, but really, really, really know how to handle it when it takes off.
Exactly.
Because it will take off. And it will take off fast. And you have to be ready for that. I was amazed at how quickly, once I went through my first experience, even while I was going through my first experience as a subcontractor, again, I'm in the supplier database as a WBE. I had every certification. I had a women's business enterprise certification. I've got a minority business enterprise certification. I've got a disadvantaged business enterprise certification. I've got a hub zone. So I'm in a lot of supplier databases, and I'm seeing everything that's coming out, not just throughout the state, but I am a member of some databases where I can see what's going on around the country. And there was one particular incident where I had a supply diversity manager who was working with a major supplier, a major company. How about Airmark?
Oh,
They're big.
okay.
Contact me.
Wow.
They were in Ohio. And they found me through one of the chambers and one of the supplier databases. And we were able to partner on a major project out here. You just never know. And so it's really, really important to not just be ready, but make sure that you're looking at every angle so that nothing falls through the crack as you're continuing to build, because you're going to see other contracts come up. You're going to see other procurement opportunities. And if you have the builder mentality, I like to build, I like to expand. I was bidding on everything that was coming out. Next thing I know, I had 3 contracts with the same independent school district. That's public entity. I've had private sector corporations, not just in Texas, but outside of Texas. They found me, some I found. Oh my gosh, the government. I'm working with DFW International Airport. They're one of the largest airports, hub airports in this country, in the world. And so, and it was happening fast. I mean, I had to hire more people. I've got a sales department. I got a recruiting department. I got a insurance department. I mean, I've got all kinds of departments to accommodate the capacity of 1,000 people on the payroll. And so just know that can happen, and we're here to guide you through that kind of explosive growth when it does. All of that can happen through certification.
Tawana, you make it sound very exciting. Now, let's talk and be a little realistic as we are on as we're going through the certification process. It is definitely something that you can do yourself.
Yes.
Please let us not say that it is undoable. It's definitely something that you can do yourself. But Tawana, I want you to talk to us a little bit. I know we've developed a checklist of things that our clients will need in order for us to complete this certification for them. But I want you to talk to us a little bit about the process of certification if someone is doing it on their own. First of all, so let's say that we're a woman-owned business, and we
Okay.
then go to the Women's Business Enterprise National Council, and we're looking to get certified and we want to start the process. Talk to us about the process of certification so that, one, you demystify it, but then two, our listeners can get a realistic view of what it takes, what they're looking for, and what it will take to finally get that certification paperwork.
Okay, wonderful, great. I'd love to. With the Women's Business Enterprise National Council, their process, basically, depending on where you're at, is an application process. And so you will go online, and again, I believe in building relationships. Go online, study, and really review and assess the website. Make sure you understand certification and what that process is going to look like with them. And call them. Have a conversation with them. Talk to them. And find out how long the process. I can tell you right now, the process can vary anywhere from 45 days to 90 days from the time you get all your paperwork together, you get it all done, you submit it, and then they go through their process because there's a process for them once they receive all your paperwork. But I think it's very important to make sure that as you're going through that application process, that everything that they are asking you to do, that you do it, that you have it. There is a checklist. And it's a good thing to look at that checklist and see, do I have these things already? Because if you don't, you will be disqualified. You won't make it past any part of the process because everything that they have. For example, some of the things that they will ask for is your taxes. If you are a startup business, you haven't been in business 3 years or 2 years, they will want your personal taxes as well as business taxes. They will want your financials. They will want the actual application itself filled out. There are affidavits. There are like 2 of them. There are 2 that you have to fill out. They have to be notarized. I'm a notary, but they do have to be notarized. There's also, if you are a corporation, there is a list of about 8 different things on that list. Your articles of incorporation. There are personal things that they are looking for. There are business things like your resume and your bio, those types of things that they're wanting. They want to see your driver's license, maybe a birth certificate. But there are lots of things on the checklist that you have to have. One of the things that I know, Latanya and I, we are very important to us as we are coaching and we're working with business owners is to assess your business and make sure you have your things in order. Make sure the things are in order. Make sure you have your corporation book and your minutes and for your business meetings, and make sure you have your stock certificates, because if you're a corporation, they want to see those things. And so sometimes business owners are so busy bidding or building or growing their business or door knocking or whatever, they're not particular about making sure that everything is in one place. And so those are some very important things that you want to make sure you do. Same thing with the National Council, with the Supplier Diversity Council. They are looking for many of the same things. They are also a paper application process that you have to print out and you have to fill out, and then you have to give explanation to the things that they want you to give explanations to. Again, it's a lengthy process. Both have a cost. If you are a company that's under $1 million with the Women's Council, that's going to be about $300. If you are under $1 million with the supplier diversity, that's going to be about $270 to $300, depending where you are in the country, because they can up that scale a little bit. But those scales go all the way up to 10 million. So if you're a company that's been around for a little while and you're looking to use the certification to grow and expand your business, and you're at $10 million, your fee is going to be a little bit more. And so take into consideration that it's not free. There is a cost. For those who have asked us, well, is there a certification process that I can go through that is free? Yes, there is a self-certifying process that you can go through that is free, but that is for the government, and you will be working with the SAM database. You will register through SAM, and that's a totally different process than this. But I will say you won't have the opportunity to work with public entities and incorporate the many Fortune 1000 companies in the United States that do have supply diversity programs. And so I highly recommend, if you want to play with the bigger players and be able to utilize your certification to the biggest, those benefits that we talked about earlier, I would highly recommend that you will work with either the Women's Council or the Supplier of Diversity.
So Tawana, I want to back up a little bit, because we talked about working and certifying your business if you are a company or corporation. I also want to make it clear that if you are sole proprietorship or a partnership, you too can have your business certified.
That's correct.
And there are a list of things that they will ask if you are a sole proprietor. So again, do not disqualify yourself because you don't see your company or your business as being very big.
Great point.
And another point I want to make, bringing out what Tawana said, so it's a process. We understand that certification is a process. It can be anywhere from 45 to 90 days, 30 to 90 days we've typically seen once you get your paperwork in. But moving along the process, as you're beginning the process, keeping your eye open to the possibilities for partnership along the way with those that are certified is a very feasible, viable, and oftentimes wise way to begin working towards building your business during the certification process. It's just as if you're on your way to, I live in California. If you're on your way to New York from California, you're going to have to hit the road. Yes. You're going to have to get to the airport. And once you're in the airport, God knows who and what you're going to meet because you're on the way to New York. There's no way you're going to meet, grow, or build your business standing still. Let's get on the certification plane. Let's get on the certification rocket jet ship. And as you're moving, as you're preparing, if you don't feel you're ready, if you are moving towards preparing to get on the rocket jet ship, you will begin to see opportunities open up. One, because your eyes will be open to new levels of business. You are mentally, emotionally, socially, and economically growing yourself and your business to prepare to do bigger business, to prepare to do bigger things. And it's important that as you're moving towards this process that you stay totally open to the possibilities. But you have to take the first step. You got to make the decision that this is something that you want to do. The opportunities abound. There were over $13 billion spent, billion with a B, dollars spent with minority vendors last year, with both corporate, corporate with both private companies, corporations, the federal government, local, city, state government, over $13 billion spent. Imagine those $13 billion was spent amongst the possibly, I'm not sure how many minority or women owned businesses, but it was spent amongst a very small pool of the number of business owners that are now listed. So why don't you get yourself into this larger pool? And I say this with a passion because I have seen it work.
Mhm.
I have seen the fruit. Tawana, tell us a little bit about Jennifer, one of your clients, and how your work with Jennifer changed not just her business, but her personal identity and a lot of the things that she's now doing.
Oh yes, Jennifer is so inspiring to me. We met Jennifer and her husband. She also has a staffing agency, and I will say that we've been able to work with many type of businesses outside of staffing. It's just I know a lot of staffing type of professionals, but Jennifer has a recruitment and staffing firm, and she and her husband were really looking to expand with the business. And I got in there with her, and this is really awesome. We didn't talk much about bidding, but when you are in a mentor-protege type of relationship, and we had a contract where I brought her on, I would mentor her and her company, and you can use that in your bids when you're certified. That gives you leverage in the pointing system because there's always a point system how they evaluate and grade your proposals and your bids to win. And when you show that you don't just give back to the community, but you give back to other businesses by mentoring them and helping them to grow their business, they look at that. Many of these prime contractors and business, they look at that very favorably. And one of a very major private sector company, we were able to introduce her to, and they were bidding on a janitorial service here in one of the cities here in Dallas, and they won, and they used Jennifer as a sub partner, and this was her first major contract, over 250,000 in revenue with this contract. And not only was it a 1-year contract, but this is a 5-year contract. So if you can imagine working with a major corporation and having this contract not just for 1 year, 2 year, that's the other benefit of being certified. You win contracts that are not for a month, then you can't pay the light bill. But you're winning contracts that are for 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. I think I shared with you my Bombardier transportation was a 10-year contract. And so it was very exciting to see Jennifer be able to leverage that and use that for other bidding opportunities as a prime, because now she's bidding more as a prime, where she hadn't done that before. She learned a lot from this general contractor. She learned a lot from the actual school district, because now your relationship, your network pool is bigger. And so it's just very exciting to see them grow and to see their business grow and what it's even done for her personally as a business owner.
That's one of the things that I personally am so excited about is that as you begin to expand your business, you begin to grow as an individual. Your ability to lead, to negotiate, negotiate, to communicate, to manage, all of those things expand and grow because you are now playing a bigger game. You are now doing more, thinking bigger, which automatically expands you. And one of the exciting things about working with Tawana in our particular partnership is that the growth and expansion that we both have working with one another has been phenomenal.
Yes.
It's been phenomenal. It's been an amazing business development growth, but also personally. And that's what you will find when you get on this road. If you choose to work with us, you will begin to grow from the inside out and from the outside in, which is so exciting because at the end of the day, we're all looking to make a bigger impact in the
That's
world. We're all looking to make a positive impact in the world. And in order to increase our impact, we have to increase our internal capacity, which building your business, there ain't nothing in the world that's going to stretch you, grow you, and take you to your limits like building your business.
right.
But also, there's very few things that are more rewarding than seeing your hard work and your labor pay off.
Yeah.
With that being said, I'd like to tell you a little bit about the work that Tawana and I do in our Get Certified coaching program. We have basically two programs. One is a 5-week Get Certified program where we walk you through the certification process. We walk you through the application and we assist you in helping to create a plan that will allow you to maximize your certification. So we have a done with you certification process program that's basically 5 weeks, once a week, on the phone with us, and Tawana and I both are coaching you through the application and how you will go about finding your place within the application system and within the certification process. Secondly, we have a done for you. We know a lot of our business owners do not have the time, the temperament, or the mindset to sit down and go through this very thorough process. The rewards are great, but as a business owner, oftentimes you don't have time to go through that. So we have a complete done for you program where we not only give you a checklist of items to get back to us, but we will prepare you for the application submission, completing the packaging, doing the follow-up if necessary, but also, Tawana, talk to the group a little bit about the bonus we have past compiling and preparing your certification paperwork and making sure you're certified. Talk to us a bit about the bonus of registering the business once the certification is complete.
Oh, wonderful. I love to. Again, these are my favorite things. These are a few of my favorite things because, because when you get your certification through these agencies, these certifying agencies, they give you a list. They will give you a nice big list, actually, of many companies that you can register with. The question is, which one is the best one for me? And that's where we come in, having gone through this process many times, because when you get registered, it's something you want to do often. And it's a process, and we want to make sure that you know which one to go through this process with, because you can register with an entity that may not do a lot of business. And time is money. And, you know, the beauty of entrepreneurship and building a business, it's not just about wealth and freedom and impact, but it's about economic development and being able to give back to your community and those kind of things. And all those things take time. And so you want to be able to make sure you're registering with a company that is the best. But it's also many of these companies, registering with them, the process with their systems are, let's just say, are not always the most modern. If you don't know how to navigate, and I have to say I've learned this the hard way so many times, but if you don't know how to navigate you can spend all day, several days, trying to register with one company. And we want to help you avoid that pitfall. And so that's one of the benefits for sure.
That's one of the bonuses. So, as a bonus, when you get our Done For You program, not only will we complete the certification for you, do the follow up with the certifying agency once all your documents have been submitted to us, we also will register you with three of the most beneficial entities for your type of business. Now, this is a value, I believe Tawana puts like $6.95 or $9.95 itself on it because the registration process is the next step. It's the next step to making sure that you are connecting with the companies that you want to do business with, that they will have your name in their database, that they will inform you when opportunities to do business with your type of company comes up. But also being registered with your various agencies will allow you to be able to know what's going on within their company, will allow you to possibly create partnerships and strategic alliances that may be a bit more creative. So that's an important part. When we talk about getting certified and maximizing that certification, it's a process of business development and growth. And you
Yes,
want to take these steps with individuals that have been there, that have done that knows many of the players and can make introductions for you and can assist you in basically cutting your learning curve because it's beneficial. But if the process is intimidating, if you get stuck or you stop at any point, you cannot receive the benefit,
right.
which can be exceptional, exponential growth for your business and your dreams. So this is, we want to invite you to go to www.wealthywomannetwork.org /get certified, and we have our program available there. We would like to invite you to give us a call. Call us so that we can talk to you one-on-one
Yes.
about how the certification process can work for you. And if you're watching this webinar live and you decide to sign up with us today or that within the next 2 days, we have not only an additional assessment bonus for you, which will allow Tawana and myself to sit down with you and to do your pre-certification promotions and marketing so that when companies begin to look for you, when these 3,500 companies, corporations, both government and private entities begin to look for you, you want to make sure what they find about you and your company is exactly the image that you want to present, and we will assist
That's
you
true.
in making sure as a bonus that you have the paperwork and the image both online and offline to support what you're presenting to your company. So it's an all-inclusive package. Tawana, would you like to say anything before we go today?
I would like to say that I really appreciate our audience that has joined us today. And I want each of them to know that they have done a big thing and taken a first step to participate in this webinar. I was talking with a friend yesterday, and I was sharing with him some of the things that we're going to be talking about. I was so excited. And I said, I don't know why I said this, but I said, do you know what I'm talking about? And he said, I don't. And I said, why not? You've had a business before. And he said, that's just it. I think there's not a lot of advertisement. And we just, as minorities, we don't know. And that made me a little sad because I'm about And Latanya, I know you and I, we talk about this all the time. We both have a passion to get the information out there. Get the information out there. Feed business owners, feed women, feed men who want to expand, want to grow, want to learn, want to build. And building is not just making a lot of money, but it's about participating in the economic development of your community, working with young people, working with other women, working with other small businesses that are peers. It is a working together and growing and building, and then the money does come because there's enough pie for everybody. It really is. And so I just want to say thank you to the individuals, whether you're a sole proprietor or you're a corporation or you're a partnership. I want to thank you for taking the first step, for inquiring and saying, yeah, let me know more about this, because this really is a big deal. I have two boys who have businesses. My 16-year-old has his own business, architect and engineering firm, and my 31-year-old son has his own business that I've helped them start. And they both say all the time, Mom, what I don't know has hurt me. Guess what? What you know now will help you, and you can help others. I really, really want to implore you to share what you have learned and what you've heard today with others. We all have a network. We all have, at church, where we work, where we're building our business, in our community, we all have a network. Share this information with them. Email this webinar, because knowledge is power for all of us, and we're all able to give back through economic development, through our businesses, to employ people. I love working with young people. I've been able to mentor and employ many young people through my business. That's exciting to me, especially since I have teenagers who are still home, and to be able to see them know that you can go to college, but you can also be an entrepreneur. There are other things that you can do with your degree, or if you don't get a degree, but I recommend you get a degree, but there are other things that you can do. And so I just want to say thank you to those who are participating, and please definitely share with others, because there is lots of opportunity out there. There's lots of business. Look around when you're driving. Construction is everywhere. You will be surprised how these large construction companies can utilize your goods and services. You'd be very, very surprised how your city and your Department of Transportation can utilize your services, how school districts, airports, it's endless. And these are just a few. I mean, a small few. The private sector, corporations, training, insurance, supplies. There are all kinds of supplies. And so just know that there's a place for all of us, for all of our businesses, for all of our talents, and certification is the way to do it. And so I would want to end on a big thank you. Latanya, I love your heart, and I appreciate you doing this and sharing this through the Wealthy Women Network, because we all want to be a part of something big, something great, and something where we can give back, and you're doing that. And so God bless you. Thank you.
Well, everyone, again, I want you to know that this is just the beginning to your journey to bigger business, to more wealth, more fulfillment, and to making a bigger impact in the world. Visit www.wealthywomannetwork.org/get certified to find out more about our program, or give me a call, Latanya Michelle, at 310-387-4566. And let's have a conversation about how certification can benefit your business. This is Latanya Michelle with the Wealthy Women's Network, thanking you and Tawana Hayward Bay for being with us today, encouraging you to get certified and asking you to be bold, be brilliant, and be a blessing. I'll see you next time. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.
Great day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.